welcome to process journal number 5, self-portrait. All right, so I want you to express who you are with this. And we're focusing on communication, nonverbal. So being able to put yourself in a self-portrait and have a personal and cultural expression and really be able to tell who you are through this portrait, okay? So we're focusing on communication, communicating your identity, and how can I express who I am through a self-portrait. So we're going to do 3 things in this journal. Practice drawing facial features, draw a self-portrait, and add a pattern background to your artwork. So here are our objectives for the entire unit. So you're going to watch tutorial videos and complete the activities along with reflections for each. Practice drawing your facial features, like I said. Practice or complete a self-portrait and an interesting background that represents your style. Reflect on your drawing experience and participate in a class critique. We have 3 new vocabulary for this unit. I want you to really focus on balance. One of my drawings that I do is not quite balanced, and I want you to just think about balance throughout this. Arranging the elements symmetrically or asymmetrically in the center, offset, and just think about the relationship of your objects in your artwork. Proportion, I talk a lot about proportion in this video. All it is the scale and the relationship of size. So when people say, does it look proportional? That means, does it look like it's symmetrical? Does it look like it's supposed to look? Are there features that are more exaggerated? If you're drawing a face, did you make them look too cartoony? So really think about that. And then repetition is anything that theme or element that repeats, and that's going to be part of your the background for this. So if you came to class, then you know we did this class lecture and discussion, but if you weren't in class, I'm just going to briefly go over what we talked about, and then you can read these for yourself. We looked at the art of Frida Kahlo, and we thought about how do you want to be viewed, what's important to you, what colors, shapes, and patterns and objects help emphasize what you want to convey to your viewer. So we'll be talking about that in class. So these are things that you should be thinking of, and we'll have conversations about that in the chat. Our next self-portrait, this artist here uses photography and painting combined. Kerry James Marshall, very famous. This is just some of his portraiture. This is a self-portrait underneath. This is actually a picture of him. And these are some of the paintings that he's done of others. This is Kehinde Wiley. I don't have his self-portrait. I should look for a self-portrait of him, but these are portraits that he's done of people. This is Obama. That was his official portrait. And we've looked at some of his work before in class, I believe. And this is Amy Sherrill. She did the Michelle Obama one. She does really cool patterns and simple colors, and then she mixes them with black and white. So she does the black and white to represent her culture. Like I said, you're first going to go through facial features practice. So you're going to tackle all of this stuff there. And this is going to be your assignment for it. Then you're going to do a self-portrait drawing, and your assignment will be at the end again. And here are my examples that I do in the videos for you. And then the last part is you'll just add some kind of a pattern background. All right, when you are finished with all 3 of those, you're going to write your first artist statement. So just really you don't have to answer it in paragraph if you don't want to. You could just answer these questions here in your reflection section of your process journal. It's that easy. So describe your artwork, how you created it, what the big idea was behind it, what your goals were, and then what your overall thoughts about the piece were at the end, because this is a big drawing. This is a big undertaking. So what you'll be graded on here, obviously we talked about balance, proportion, repetition. I'll be looking at your use of those. Personal and cultural expression is seen in your artwork. There's no blank space. Everything is used up on there, and you effectively communicate your message without words. So think creatively here. So this is the rubric. We've gone over this before, but we're going to focus on thinking creatively. So I said in there, thinking creatively. I was being serious. These are the things that on the left here, these are what match up with this, which is the pink highlighted. So artistic intention, creative thinking behaviors, and exploration of ideas to shape intention are what we're focusing on. And we will do all of that now. And then again, here's the rubric on your numbers indicating 0 is not done and 7 to 8 is the best. And here's my conversion in case you needed a refresher on how grading works in my class. And this is the complete assignment from start to end, which you now also have a photo of in your folder. I tried to make it as easy as I possibly could for you. And look, I don't even have my dates in yet. Oh, Miss Tabor. Well, it is going to be due, as we know, on January 8th for critique. But we're going to stop working on it in class in the last week of December before break. So that you'll have that week to work on it. But I'm going to be introducing the last process journal that week because you have to do something for the last process journal. And I want to give you enough time to do that thing for it. And Christmas or winter break is supposed to be a no homework weekend. And I'm not assigning you any work. It's just that I think it would be a good idea to use that time as an opportunity if you want to do it. So it's not an obligation. So that's why we'll be starting the last process journal right before we go on break. And I'm not even going to introduce all of it at that point. I think I'm just going to introduce a little bit and I'll introduce the rest of it when we get back. But I think you'll want the first part. So anyway, that's where we're headed. And I'm sorry I didn't put that on here. We're going to focus on these IB things on the bottom left-hand corner here. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's work. Today is when I'm assigning it in class. This is the November 23rd, 24th. If you're watching it after that, probably you might get started on facial features practice. But for most of you, I will say, I know this was a lot of information. Go and have a good break and think about your self-portrait when you get back. So that's the recommendation. But if you feel like jumping into it right away, you can absolutely start to work on facial features practice. You'll have plenty of time the week that we come back, and then you can start your self-portrait at the end of that week. Okay. Enjoy.